Good morning, family. This is Sheila, and this is the Empowerment Exchange. Today, we're going to be talking about why women need men to stand up, not later, now.
Wow.
This is going to be a deep conversation, and I'm not going to water it down. And I'm not known to water down something I feel passionate about because, we as women, we're tired of hearing about all these things happening to women in the workplace and being discriminated against and retaliated against and everything else because we're tired. I
Mm-hmm.
know I'm tired about it. I mean, we're hurting. If my sister hurts, I hurt too.
And I
Um,
heard too when I hear a lot of black women are suffering the way they do. So me
yeah,
on the outside looking in, so I suffer too because I got sisters and mothers and aunts and nieces also.
I appreciate that. But we being, I got daughters, I got nieces, I got cousins. A niece that's a military officer, in the military, and they're being harassed, overlooked,
Mm-hmm.
dismissed, retaliated against, saying if you don't take this job here, you're not going to have one. I mean, my family's been affected by this deeply with the women in my family. And the question is simple that I'm asking all the men out there today. Where are you? Where are you, men? I don't see any men standing up for these women. I mean, I ain't talking about men who put their little comment and tweet and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know some men support women and they're solid, but we need men to show up for us. Bottom line, Clayton. We
And
need men to show up for us. And that's why I have you with me today as my co-host because you never shy away from telling the truth, Clayton. So,
right. And so when you say to your intro, you say family, buckle up. And today's episode is not about soft and polite. Okay, it ain't supposed to be that, and you're not going to water it down. And my question is, when you start watering things down, people say they just assume. And Sheila, I'm ready because this conversation is way overdue. We should have had this conversation months, years ago. And men,
bless
excuse me, men, excuse me, my brother, we need to hear this. We can't sit back and do nothing. This is not about defensively. This is not emotionally, but responsibly. That's what we're going to talk about. And the numbers don't lie. And they are not that damn pretty at all.
Well, Clayton, I appreciate you being here with me to talk about it because um, I need men like you. I know to understand and fight for us women because you know how you had to fight before women for women before this even came out. Whereas it's right here in our face. So I'm gonna get straight to it, folks. Over the last 5 years, we have been promoted less, harassed more openly with no retaliations. You know, Given
Mm-hmm.
few leadership opportunities when we're more qualified and told, and bottom line, to be grateful. Crumbs, you know, and in the last 2 years, Clayton, it's really gotten worse. And, how much can we take, when we're seeing society treat women like this? And that's why I'm saying, where are the men supporting us in all of this?
Well, see, the only thing I'm going to say this, and let me say this as a man. I'm talking from as a man. This is not because women are weak. No, this is because the system are weak. Leadership is weak, and accountability is weak throughout our community. And too many men are comfortably watching women fight battles and should be fighting with them. Where are you? You're supposed to be that man. You're supposed to be the one that protects the women. But it seems as though you done turned your back on these women. Women are struggling now. Why? Because of you. You are degrading them. You are misusing them. You are abusing them. and you want to know why. Why? Do I tell you the reason why? Because you're not stepping up to plate when the women need you the most. Are women afraid to speak up, Sheila? And why?
I mean, yeah, some are and some are, but either way, you're going to get retaliated against,
That's
Um,
true.
it's not because we lack courage, but we seen what happens when we speak up, Clayton. I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
I've been labeled, you get punished. You get, oh, don't say nothing. Remember I talked about that,
Yep. Yep.
isolated. I've been
Mm-hmm.
through it. You get pushed out. And it's just,
Only because you're speaking up.
yes. And I've been called a mad black woman for speaking up, Clayton.
Mm-hmm.
And telling the truth cost me some opportunities. And
That,
it's doing the same to women today, is costing them their jobs.
but Sheila, I don't know if you heard this or not. Did you know that them damn clowns is holding up all black women's promotion in the military? Did you know that headset is all over the news?
Yeah,
Black women.
the Navy officers and some Army officers, and yeah.
I mean, and that's where we got to come in. This is targeted toward black women not being promoted, and they deserve it. It's the way the system is trying to hold black people's back, and I'm tired of it. And men, I want you to sit back and relax. I want you to listen to me. If women are being punished for speaking up, then you, as a man, why don't you speak up?
Amen.
If a woman are being silent, well, then you, as a man, you should amplify. And if women are being targeted, then you stand in front of them. You're supposed to be their protector. And I'm tired of all this here shoot shucking and showing up, but I care about the black women. But if you care about them, why are you destroying them? Why are you killing them? Why are you allowing them to carry the burden that you should be carrying? And not because women they don't need to be recruiting, but because justice requires partnership. And I'm going to say this, Sheila, the workplace, true, women are being fired. Just like I said to you earlier. All these black women promotion are being fired. And I think we did on our other podcast that over 350,000 black women have been laid off since this new administration that came into effect.
Mm-hmm. And we need to talk about that happening in our workplaces across this country. And yeah, women deserve promotions just as their male counterparts, and even more so because
exactly
we work harder to prove ourselves, much harder as a woman, and still being fired. And the bad thing about it, Clayton, is you're not being fired for not working.
No.
Or poor performance. Most of us be fired for speaking up.
That is real talk.
We deal with a lot of harassments. Sometimes you just deal with it and just push it off. And, you have to set boundaries, and, you challenge somebody being biased, your supervisor or somebody over your supervisor don't like you. And, I refuse to be disrespected, Clayton.
Same
here.
A
lot of other women here. I'm not shrinking myself to make somebody feel comfortable. And I've said that before when I was working. I was told I intimidated people. No, I didn't intimidate people. You were intimidated by me.
Exactly. They want to reverse the role.
Yes. So companies hide stuff, when they get rid of women. Oh, we're restructuring. Somebody's in my family's going through that now, Clayton. We're restructuring. Or
so is that a good way of saying that we get ready to reduce?
Yes. Let's call it what it is. It's actually retaliation.
Exactly. And Sheila, and I know we've been in the military.
They want people to quit.
Yep.
Want people to start complaining so they can report them and say, hey, they're outsider. They don't, they don't belong. So they use those little things like that, these little strategies to kind of poke at you, to get you to step back or say something, and then you're in a corner saying, no, this person don't fit in with our team.
Look,
I've seen it, Clayton.
look, Sheila, you was in the military, and just like I said, you shared something just then. You missed out on many opportunities, not because you wasn't qualified. It's because it's the way that they redline or they kept everything away from you to keep you being promoted.
Well, I lost my job because of what? Restructuring. I lost my position because of that.
Mhm.
But I kept going because I knew I had qualifications. I was not going to be quiet.
Right. But you know what, Sheila? When you say retaliation is the number one discrimination complaint in America. And that's not a coincidence. That is cultural. So let's call it the way it is. A culture. When I say culture, a culture that protects the harasser, a culture that protects the bullies, a culture that protects the unqualified man when connected. And the women who tell the truth. They're going to look for people going to retaliate. She shows the door. She's shown the door. Men, please. I was almost going to say something. We cannot pretend we don't see it. It's right in your face. You got eyes to see and ears to hear. Why don't you use that? That is for a purpose. We got to look at, if we don't begin to start saving these black women and making these black women feel like they're safe, guess what? We're playing right into the white man's hand. I stand up for what I believe in because I'm not falling for anything. I got a mother. I know what my mother went through. I got aunts and I got grandmothers. I got nieces and my daughters. I know what they're dealing with. In today's society, this new administration is doing everything within their power to keep you under control. They want to manipulate everything. And again, when they start questioning things, oh, she ain't nothing but a troublemaker. Let's get rid of her because she's speaking up. And like I said, Sheila, I mean, we cannot pretend we can't see it, Sheila.
We can't pretend. And I'm gonna say this, Clayton. This has been happening for years. Retaliation against women, especially in leadership roles. This has been happening for years. Right now, we just seeing it happen right in front of our eyes. But corporations have been doing this for years. I experienced it, Clayton. And the military, I'm gonna talk about when, in the military.
That's a good subject.
When you serve and you're not protected, like it's a lot of stuff like sexual harassment, and you don't do what they want you to do, so you're not getting a promotion.
That's
and you're
true.
doing your job. So this is not just happening in corporate America. The pattern is the same in the military, and sometimes even worse, Clayton, because
you're right. Absolutely.
You sign a agreement to support the Constitution of the United States and defend the Constitution of the United States. And so you're committed to doing your job, but you have to take so many darts in your back.
That's true.
Doing that. I mean, you could be a high performing person. You could be a decorated NCO enlisted or officer.
That is true.
And you could be pushed out of your job or forced into early retirement or replaced. More, I've seen it happen. Oh, we like this person. Let's move them in that position. You replaced by less qualified men.
See, again,
they don't have qualifications. They have no education. They probably just worked at a job for a certain amount of years and somebody likes them. Had disciplinary actions, and you still putting this person in a position over somebody else that's a high performing woman. And it's all about connections and good old boy system. But I got a few examples I'm gonna talk about, but I mean it's real, Clayton. It hurts, Clayton. It hurts.
It does.
Men could never know how this feel. It hurts. And the bad thing about it, Clayton, is you have men that sit there and watch this happen.
Exactly.
And say nothing to support you. Say nothing, Clayton.
You know what, Sheila, I'm gonna get off and then I'll let you continue. But you see on all down south, I'm gonna tell you this right now. You got all these black men working under the still under the same umbrella of these white supremacists. But when they can call all kind of names in front of these black guys and make all kind of jokes, and they're too afraid to speak up, even if they speak towards a black woman. And that's why I say, until we get ourselves together, you know what? I can see why these black women feel unsafe. You know, they out there killing each other instead of serving the neighborhood. And I'm gonna say this, and I'll say it to anybody out there: the black woman is always left whole in the bag. Sorry, I didn't want to intervene, but I had to say that.
That's no problem. I'm gonna talk about the examples really quickly. Like from the military, for example, you got a Lieutenant Colonel Jeremio. She was in the Marine. She was relieved of duty just, because gender disparities in training. Later investigations validated her concerns, but she was still replaced by a male officer with a weaker record.
See?
Go figure that. Go figure it out. And this Colonel Splessler, she was in the Army. She reported sexual harassment, which a lot of us do, by a senior general. And you know how that is. The general ain't going to get nothing. He going to get counsel behind saying that he got something, but she faced retaliation. So it's always like you report something as a female, and then you're the bad person. Right. And you get retaliated against, and then it's your career because nobody don't want to deal with you. Then put it in a corner or move.
Yeah, exactly.
And the male and the general, he continued to advance in his career.
See, again, the equality in the military is like everywhere else.
And it's multiple cases. Women in logistics. I was logistics and maintenance and security forces. You got harassment, discrimination. You were moved by leadership roles and replaced by men with lower evaluations. And you know what? It makes me sick to my stomach, Clayton.
I can see how you feel about the thing that you experienced and the thing that you had to always try to prove yourself. You had the qualification, but it got to hurt you when you got a clown that come in there and don't even have no experience. And they expect for you to train this clown in your job. And I'm gonna say this, and I don't care who, and the men in the uniform, I want you to understand, my brother, you know this is happening. You've seen it. You heard the conversation. You watch qualified women get pushed out while unqualified men get protected. It should be no secret to you. It's right in your face. And 9 times out of 10, why men's support is critical right now, it is urgent. It is must. It is mandatory that we take a stand to protect these women. People don't understand. Men's, do you love your mother? Do you love your sister and brother? Do you love your grandmother? If you love them, those are somebody else's daughters. So they're no different than anybody else. But as long as you out here misusing, abusing them, downgrading them, and killing them and doing all the things that you should not be doing, things are going to get worse. And I'm going to say this, Sheila, and silence is no longer accepted. It is unacceptable. You cannot stay, you got to be resilient. And why men support critical right? Well, brothers, I need you to hear me clearly. If a woman gets fired for reporting harassment, listen what I'm saying, or relieved from duty for telling the truth, and you as a man, you stay silent, you didn't stay natural. You stay comfortable because you want to CYA.
And why? And why they don't say nothing? I mean, they got families, they got daughters, they got wives, they got mothers, they got aunts, they got grandmothers, and they just stand there and just, it seems like nobody has your back.
Right.
And there's silence because people over them are telling them, you better not intervene. I'm going to make this happen. So their career stands on the line too. And I've seen it where they get silenced, where they supposed to be a supervisor for somebody, and they know they're doing wrong to their troop, but they still let it happen.
Yeah, but you know
and
what?
then I've seen people go to bat for people, you know,
Mhm.
under the UCMJ, you
Right.
know. But why should they have to, I mean, it's
Yeah.
terrible, Clayton.
Look, see, the only thing I'm saying, and you know, you'd have heard this thing in the military, CYA.
Mm-hmm.
They cover their ass to protect themselves. They're not looking at the benefit of what's right and what's wrong. I need to keep my job. I got a lot of people. If I speak out against, I won't have a job. You playing right into the way the system is designed for you to do is to be quiet. And for me, I'm gonna stand up for what I believe. I'm not falling on anything. The naturalistic, the neutrality is a luxury. Silence is a choice.
It sure is.
Comfort is a privilege, Sheila. Women don't need men to save them. They don't need men to save them. And that's why men just must step up to the plate, put the boots on the ground, not to speak for women, but to speak for women, to stand beside them and guide them throughout the days of their life, to challenge the system that benefit us while harming them. And I'm gonna tell you, Sheila, and when we start putting faith-based demand from the right now.
Well, women are still not being heard, Clayton. That's just the bottom line.
That's true. I totally agree.
You know, sometimes you just tolerate stuff. You get so tired. You get so mentally exhausted. And then you got to go home and be there for your family and strong.
Mm-hmm.
So are we being heard? Are women being heard? No. We're just being tolerated, documented, not protected, not promoted, not believed, not honored. So
I understand.
we need our black men.
Well,
Our black man, Clayton.
Well, Sheila, the address is unknown. They talk loud and say nothing. They write sign a promissory note. I promise to protect the black race. I promise to protect the black women. But you know what? That's only talking loud and saying nothing. And if Sheila, if you could tell me about what faith the man from the men right now, what faith?
Okay, I'm gonna get on my soapbox now.
I know that's what I want you to do.
Every time God has moved through history, Clayton, he used women.
That's true.
And he expected the man to protect, honor, and uplift women.
True. Real talk.
Deborah didn't lead alone. Esther didn't stand alone. Mary didn't carry the Savior alone.
It's real talk.
God calls men to be covering and not competition. Women, they need to be partners, not problems, and protectors. Not just stand back and look.
Wow. You know, if you sit back.
Going to stand back and look. Action speaks louder than words.
Real talk, Sheila. You know, just like you say, people can talk, but your actions speak louder than your words. And brothers, this message is for you. I need you to process this, and I want you to look within yourself and ask yourself, what if that was your mother? What if that was your aunt getting laid off, been on the job for 20-some years? And if you call yourself a man of faith, notice what I said. If you call yourself a man of faith, but you stay silent while our black women are suffering, you tell me, does that make a lot of sense to you? You're not walking in faith. You are walking in fear because you're afraid to speak up for these black women. And for me, I'm going to say this to you. What men can do, what you think they can do, Sheila, starting today?
First of all, stand up and be supportive. If your wife, mother, aunt, niece, or co-worker reports harassment, back her up.
Exactly.
You know if she's being targeted. You could tell when something's wrong with women. Stand up with her.
Mm-hmm.
If she's being pushed out, ask her questions. Talk to her. Find out what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because some women are silent. They're afraid to speak up.
That's true.
Let her confide in her. You know, let her talk to you. Feel, you know, women have to feel like not just that you're just there, but you really empathize with them and understand what they're saying. You know, because if you keep being dismissed, you know, you got to be there for her to say, hey, you know, I know you qualify for this. Validate her experience so she can feel, you know, like somebody recognize something. And we're just tired of being retaliated against, you know, and people see it. And if you know someone that you work with is going through something, document it for her. Be a witness or something, you know, don't isolate her, you know, be supportive of her. That's what we need. We need to know that we're not doing this fight alone, Clayton, bottom line.
That's true. And you know, this message is for the men's out there. Your boys carry weights in room women get punished for entering. Your voice carries weight in rooms women get punished for entering. We want to use that weight. We want to use that access. We want to use the privilege. Because we got to learn to stand up for everything that we believe in. We are not to dominate, but we are here to defend. Not to speak for women, but to make sure women can speak safely. You understand, men, the urgent need for you to step up to the plate and support and protect our Black women. Make sure that they have a safe place where they can go and talk to you about it. You don't discourage them, you encourage them that they are the best. And that's one of the things that I'm going to continue to advocate for what is going on with the Black women. I don't care if they're not your sister, but if you got a mother, you got hey, a woman is a woman. We're supposed to know how to protect women, not to kill them and misuse and abuse them. So if you feel offended by that, guess what? I don't give a rat's ass. Because the shoe fit, we need men. We need strong men that the women can turn to say, I feel safe.
Okay, Clayton. Thank you for saying that, and thank you for standing up for women. But before we close today, I just want to say something to the women, to every sister out there, every survivor of all this mess, every leader, every mother, every daughter, every warrior. Take a breath and speak this over yourself and say it out loud if you can. I mean, but say it with authority. I got a declaration for us. And it goes like it says, I declare that my voice is powerful. I will not shrink. I will not apologize. And I will not dim my light to make others comfortable.
Amen.
I declare my truth is valid. It is no title, no system, no supervisor, no institution that can make me doubt what I know or what I saw or what I've already survived, Clayton. I declare that I deserve safety, dignity, and respect. Not the same as my counterparts get for nothing. Not because of my job. It's not because of my rank and not because of my performance, but because I am a child of God.
Wow, real talk.
I declare that retaliation will not silence me, and it's never silenced me. I may bend, I may break, but you know what? I get back up. I may cry, but Clayton, I will not quit. I can be attacked. I've been attacked. I can be defeated. I declare that I'm qualified, capable, and called. No unqualified man, no biased system, and no insecure leader will take away what God has assigned to me.
Real talk. I like that.
I declare that I am not alone, and a lot women will stand with me. Men of integrity have stood with me. Heaven stands with me. I declare that my purpose is bigger than politics. My destiny is bigger than their discrimination. My future is bigger than their fear of power. I declare that I will rise today, tomorrow, and every day after. And when I rise, I will lift others up. I declare that I'm unstoppable, and because the God is with me, and no weapon formed against me will prosper.
Wow, Sheila, that is very touching. And to have that type of declaration, it means that I'm going to continue to be resilient. I'm going to continue to speak up. I will not allow anything to take me away from what I believe. And one thing that I will say that I like about it, you use God. You use God as your protector. Use God as your provider. And I'm going to do this closing. That declaration right here, right there, that declaration, what you talk about, that is straight, that is the truth, and that is healing. And I certainly appreciate that declaration.
You're welcome. And everyone, woman that's listening, need to hold on to it. I mean, we need to speak it, live it, and walk in it, because our voice matters.
It does.
Your leadership matters. Your safety matters. And most of all, your calling matters. And we will not let this world silence us.
And I'm going to say this to you men, because when men stand up, women don't get fired for telling the truth. When we stand up, they get promoted for living it. Men, do you understand the important role that you play in this society in protecting our Black women? I mean, you just got to stand up. Stand up for them. Stick together. Understand what they're dealing with.
Well, in closing, do you have anything to say, Clayton?
In closing, I would say this is one of the most interesting conversation I enjoy, because as I said, I grew up Sheila. My mother always saying, at 12 kids, you are the man. You ought to protect your sisters and brothers. You're the oldest. And that thing still stay with me today. If a man beat a woman, he's not a man. If a man cannot protect a woman, he's not a man. If a man always nagging a woman, he's not a man, he's a boy. So this conversation touches me very hard. And myself, what we doing now, we talk about real talk. It's about healing and confronting situations as they arrive. So I'm going to say this to all of my brothers and sisters, all the brothers out there. Listen to what the message being sent. And also understand the message being sent, not always the message being received. Our messages are very clear. We need strong men to stand up for our Black women. If you care about them, you'll begin to start protecting them and not abusing them, misusing them. And that's my closing. Sheila, do you have anything that you want to say?
No, I just want to recap. Women, we need to stand together. We need men of integrity to stand with us, because heaven stands with us. So if this touched you in any kind of way, make comments, share it. We need to stand together as sisters and brothers. And to the brothers and men out there, we need your support now. more than ever.
Amen.
Just make it happen. Make
So,
it
brothers, God so loved the world, he sacrificed his only beloved son. And if you look at the way the biblical principle, God, Jesus Christ, God, man, and woman. A man's supposed to be over the woman. A man's supposed to be the one that protect the women, not to kill them and abuse them. So when you start reading your Bible, you start feeling guilty about some things that you may have done or you thought about how women should live. Well, unless you gain understanding, you're going to continue to do the same thing that you always done. It's not support women. But until next time, I'm going to ask you, if you want to come on our show, write us a comment in the comment. Anything that you think that we can talk about or you want to comment about, we are talking real talk. We're talking for those who are unable to speak up for themselves. So my friend Sheila, it's been a pleasure, well as a privilege. I'm glad that you brought this subject up because people refuse to talk about it. And the thing they refuse to listen to is the thing that we need to talk about.
Well, thank you for allowing me to discuss this.
Okay. People, until next time, may God bless you. May God keep you. I'm going to say this. Continue to pray to God for strength. God is your only hope. God is your only heaven. God is the only person that is present in time of your need and time of my need. Put God first. Have a nice night. Good night.